So ladies and gentlemen, now we are coming to the next panel discussion. I'm sure that we can all agree that harnessing AI's capabilities can enhance customer experiences, boost operational efficiency, and give you a competitive edge in today's data-driven business landscape. AI can help you understand your customers and your users better in order to tailor your products and services to their needs and make data-driven decisions. And now let's begin with the second discussion where speakers will raise their opinions with the topic building brand love in the age of modern marketing. And please join me in welcoming on stage Ms. Venus Steele Kim Wei, Deputy General Director, Marketing and Corporate Communication, Sabeco Vietnam, and also the co-chair of MMA Vietnam. I would like to invite Mr. Avik Chatterjee, Marketing Director of Kimberly Clark. We'd like to invite Mr. Nguyễn Đình Toàn, Executive Vice President of Marketing, Suntory PepsiCo Vietnam. And the moderator of this panel discussion, Ms. Kate Bayona Garcia, CEO, Publicis Group. Over to you, Kate.
Hello, everyone. So it's all about AI, right? Every marketing conferences that we will be attending to will be talking about AI, and we are no different. So we are going to talk about AI. But what is interesting is we're going to touch into a subject that has so much to do with human emotions, and that's brand love. And I'm glad that I'm joined on stage by three of the most seasoned and celebrated marketing leaders in the country, Mr. Tuan, Mr. Avik, and Ms. Venus. And I'm excited to hear, because I'm curious myself, about their perspective on building brand love in the age of AI. So just before we delve into the subject of brand love, we would like to hear from the CMOs on their broader view on how AI is transforming marketing in Vietnam. Just to share, I've seen this recent global survey amongst 2,700 marketing agencies, brands, and relevant professionals regarding the current state of AI in marketing. And 61% of marketers shared that they have used AI in their marketing activities. 44% have used AI for content production. And this is the most, I can say, a bit scary. 71% believe that AI can outperform humans at their jobs. So with all this hype around AI and the need for marketing to keep pace with the change, as leaders in marketing, how do you think AI has impacted your marketing today? And what do we need to do to look out for today and in the near future? So ladies first, Ms. Venus.
Of course, ladies first. Hi, everyone. Venus here. Now, I think today, I was told that since morning, you guys have been discussing about AI. Now, there is indeed a lot of hype around AI. And I think for the marketing community and ecosystem, AI has changed our life, the way we work tremendously. And I will not deny, it is not a choice. I think one of the CEO mentioned this morning, it's not a choice. We all have to embrace because we are currently in the digital world. We live in the digital world. The new generations are using digital at their fingertip. So how does AI impact marketing? I think from my point of view, there are 4 key areas. One is data. We talk a lot about data. And for marketers, we use a lot of insights and data to determine how we market our products and brands to the consumers. And what AI has helped us is really to process that vast amount of insights and data and supported marketers to make speedy decisions. Look at ChatGPT, guys. If you need any information, a lot of us will go to ChatGPT, correct? I think that is the power of AI. It really helps us to get information in lightning speed rate. The second area will be personalization. We all marketers know that personalization is a trend, or is an emerging trend that all consumers are demanding. We want customized engagement from the brands. And I think this is where AI became a great enabler. I mean, AI helps marketers to scale and also to define the right messaging to the right audience or different audience. It helps us tremendously in terms of cost, efficiency, and also targeting, the right targeting. The third areas will be engagement. I think we are all familiar with that, right? So we need to engage our consumers in a very personalized way. And I think with the tools like chatbot or virtual assistant, it has really helped us in terms of making sure that we can engage with our consumer timely and in the right manner. The last bit will be, and I think the agencies will not like me when I say that, it will be the creative content and generation. I think AI has helped. And with all the insight and algorithm that AI has, it can give you, I would not say the entire solution, but it will give you a kickstart in terms of how do you look at creative development and processing. So I think that will be the 4 key areas as a marketers will identify how AI can become a great enabler. But however, having said that, there are a couple of areas that we need to watch out. I think for me, as I'm learning the AI, guys, I'm not, as Kate mentioned, I'm a seasoned marketer, so I'm not that young anymore. So I'm still learning about AI. I myself trying to understand what AI can do, how can we leverage to our advantage, and what are the risks and danger that we need to be aware of AI. There are a couple of blind spots, I will call it a blind spot of AI that we may miss as marketers. And to that, in my opinion, there are 2 areas that I'll be watching very closely. One is ethics and brand safety. I think while AI is a great enabler, and we do need to make sure that it doesn't infringe data privacy and data usage. The second area will be creativity. Well, yes, marketers use a lot of tools to generate creative content, creative concept and ideas. But I think what we need to respect at the end of the day, marketing is not just about storytelling. And from my point of view, AI could help in terms of storytelling, but not story doing. I'll give you an example. I mean, Beer Saigon, we have been doing a lot of campaigns in the last 2 years. But one thing that really helped us is story doing. What we do on the ground, how we connect with our consumer in a different way. I mean, if you look at it, there are a couple of CSR projects that Beer Saigon has embarked since the last 2 years. One is we built 30 football fields in the rural areas. And second is we built 64 km of street light using solar panel in the rural areas. This is not part of marketing, this is not storytelling, but this is story doing. And this is what AI can't do. So I think there's one thing about creativity. While AI can give you the solutions and the idea and the how-to, but AI can't replace human touch. So I hope that round up
Very
my view on AI.
extensive. Thank you very much. Mr. Avik, would you like to add to that?
Hey, thanks. Good morning. I think I'll just build on from where Venus left off, right? I think on an optimistic note, actually I feel like the good part is a lot of us have probably kept pace with AI that has surely, but in small phases already been coming into a lot of our work. The previous phase really has been about narrow scope, AI coming into a lot of our work. So today, if you see data analysis, if you look at a lot of creative evaluation, if you look at even in-store checks, AI is playing a big role. That is typically where narrow scope AI came in, and a lot of us have adapted to that world already, right? The next phase of disruption, and something we are all probably scared about, worried about, or figuring out how to deal with, is generative AI, and how do we use generative AI more and more in our work? What are the boundaries of generative AI, and where do you let it go to, right? Taking on from what Venus said, I think the only way is to obviously find ways to harness generative AI along with our own intelligence to actually get the best output. I see a lot of the low value add generative work that used to go on earlier being actually replaced by generative AI if you can use it intelligently. Yeah, so I do see disruption coming, but if there is anything to go by, I think most of us will adapt to it as we've adapted to a lot of AI that's already come into our work.
Thank you. Mr. Tuan?
I think everyone maybe will hear a lot about the power of AI. But what exactly AI? Okay. Actually, in the last 2 years or 3 years, we already talked about that. Yeah, AI hiddenly impacted all the marketing tool that we are doing. And nowadays, it just appeared under the name of ChatGPT. Okay. There's nothing new about AI. Forget about that. Okay. We cannot get away from it. Okay. The only thing that impacting the marketing life is all about we need to be more responsible. Because there's 8 billion people in the world. There are 8 billion minds in the world. And there's one mind that's connecting on the mind, which is AI. Is that correct? And that's where it's connecting on the dot that gives you all the solution, everything. However, it's still a machine. It's missing one thing that makes it a human being is a heart. So a marketer needs to start to think about how to be the heart of the machine. Because otherwise, we will leverage the machine to make every single consumer, every single human being a machine to serve for a machine. Because the machine now influence the behavior, the thinking of human, and even the decision making of the human being. So that's one part which we need to think about AI. Deeply is about being the heart of that machine. That is, to me, the most critical part of the AI age. Yeah.
Thank you. What a provocation. And that's the reality that we have to face, right?
Yes.
So let's delve deeper into brand love. But before I ask the CMOs, I tried asking AI this morning. I went to Bard and typed, "What do you think about brand love?" And this is the answer. I'm going to read it word per word. Brand love is a powerful marketing phenomenon that occurs when consumers develop a deep emotional connection with a brand. It goes beyond simply liking or preferring a brand. It's a feeling of loyalty, advocacy, and even passion. Brand love can be difficult to achieve, but it has the potential to drive significant business success. Well, Bard is correct. So now, let me turn to our CMOs. We are seeing a lot of Gen AI tools disrupting the creative and production process. It has been more profound in terms of impact versus anything else before. It seems to be so hyped around tools and technology, yet we may risk diminishing the brand fundamentals, the insight, the creativity, the humanity. And that builds brand love, isn't it? So how does AI help transform brand voice into brand love? And do you have any specific examples that you can share with the audience? Let's start with Mr. Tuan.
I think when the machine influence human being, yeah, the heart will beat. Yeah, that is a central part of what we are doing now today. That we call brand love. what is brand all about? Brand is about the imitation of a human being addressing one certain type of people. Is it right? And that's what we call brand positioning. Some fundamental thing about branding will return. Yeah, because AI can create your ad. Yeah, AI can create your creative campaign. AI can create everything for you. That's exactly what I saw now today. Because when I talk to pitching to the agency, I receive the same idea. I'm surprising. Okay, what makes choosing a right brand? Because actually it depends on how you control your heart. It's all about your brand purpose, brand positioning, brand personality, your target audience. Those are fundamental of marketing. The words of AI leading the human being, but the word of fundamental return because the heart needs to beat itself. So that's the reason why I think there's a lot of things marketing need to learn about. It's about being the heart of the machine by being back to fundamental, being fundamental to marketing, strategic marketing, yeah? And also being fundamental to something which is deep into the human science, because AI can give you the facts, but they never give you what behind at the subconscious level. That emotion, is it right? And emotion drive purchase, not the behavior. So I think there's something much more that I think it's a glory time of marketers, because you need to be back to fundamental of marketing, and you need to be the heart. Without you, a human being cannot be a human being. Yeah? And if you are not a human being, you cannot connect to human being. Otherwise, you will be the machine, just talk the voice of 8 billion machine being influenced by one big machine that we call AI. So it is your time now. Brand love, it depends on you, not depend on AI. Yeah?
Thank you for giving hope for humanity, Mr. Tuan.
I deeply believe so.
Ms. Venus, anything you want to add to that?
I think we have to remind ourselves, at the end of the day, AI is created by humans. And a lot of the data, the algorithm are inputted by human. While AI is a great tool, but when it comes to brand love, especially in Vietnam, something that I learned about Vietnam, yes, we have 63 provinces, but we also have 54 ethnics. And all these people in Vietnam have differences. And I think what AI can't deliver is the diversity of insights. And something that marketeers need to note. I mean, brand love, as what Kate mentioned, it comes very deep emotions, right? And a lot of this is, dependent on the insights of the people that we are talking to. And when you have 54 ethnics with different nuances and cultural differences, these are not something that AI can pick up, to be honest. And this is where you have to rely on humanity. And I think the creative agency will love me by saying that, right? You do need to understand what are the nuances and the culture differences in order for us to be able to develop the right messaging to build that brand love. And that is something I would say that AI can't, at this point of time, deliver, especially in Vietnam. I mean, even me as a marketeer, to understand the 54 ethnic in Vietnam is already challenging. I mean, I've been around, I spend my time with the minorities, really try to understand their emotional and their motivation. It's very different from the broad general Vietnamese. I mean, that's my point of view. I mean, AI is an enabler, but it is not going to be a replacement to human being.
Thank you. So Mr. Tuan gave us hope to humanity. Ms. Venus gave us hope for the creative agencies that we still matter. Avik, what hope are you going to give the audience?
Yeah, I think similar thoughts, right? I think both will coexist. Like Tuan said, as you're looking to drive brand love, the focus or the emphasis on fundamentals will probably be even higher. In this day and age, if you can create a more general piece of creative or advertising through AI, then the onus on actually finding that deeper insight and consumer connect is going to go back to humans and is going to go back to marketeers, right? But what AI will enable is a lot better connection with the audience, as you saw through the Cadbury's ad, as you we would have gone through Mondelez case studies in different forums. Uh, in the past, what was prohibitive to do because of different time, or because of the amount of time and cost it took, the ability to make that connect with different audiences in or through different mediums, AI will enable a lot of that. So I think it'll shift on both ways. There'll be a lot more focus on true fundamentals, but also how do you use AI to connect better with the audience. Both sides will coexist in my.
Great. So Mr. Avik just is reaffirming the hope of this industry that we still matter. All right. I think moving to our third question, which can be quite controversial. It's on the responsibility and ethics that is involved in the use of AI. What role do we play as marketers to ensure that we build an inclusive, creative, and an unbiased environment in marketing when we use AI? Mr. Avik, would you like to answer that?
Yeah, so we've been speaking backstage, and I know Tuan is very passionate about this. So I'll probably just start off, and I think there are two key heads. One is obviously the consumer influence that marketers have, and how do you ensure guardrails around that? Because AI, and somebody spoke about it in the previous session as well. How do you stop AI from being evil, or where is the limit to an AI? And how do we take our roles as marketeers seriously in terms of what is the influence we want to have on consumers? The second part is ethics and holding the ethical values of a company dear, and to what extent are you willing to take inspiration from some other input that has come in, right? To be very fair, even human intelligence has inspiration, takes inspiration from somewhere, but where do you draw a line between inspiration and really lifting off somebody else's work, right? So I think both, again, are areas where marketeers will have to be very responsible. One is, what is the kind of consumer influence you want to have? How do you address different audiences? How do you make sure that you're still maintaining the brand ethos? The second is company ethos and ethics. How do you make sure that what you're doing is still in the zone of inspiration and not moving beyond that line?
Mr. Tuan, since you're very passionate about this.
Yeah, maybe actually I'm thinking about that. And yeah, as I shared 12 years ago, I studied about machine learning, AI, and I'm so stressed for 6 months. And I asked myself, I need to be naked. Why I need to be naked? Because now, in the next coming years, yeah, I will be naked under the words of AI. Yeah, I choose to meditate because if I don't stop myself, I will get crazy because people will push me and the AI push me. Yeah, as a marketers, actually, we are a powerful person with no money. Why you are so powerful? Because actually, through the brand power, you can mobilize to change the mind and the thinking and the behavior of billion people. Yeah. And nowadays, you're not talking to your target audience anymore. You are talking to human beings, is it right? Because human beings are the same even in whatever situation. And the way you choose between the good and the bad, it's just one lie. And that's where the role of marketing is all about. Where you want to be on the good side, on the bad side, it's your choice. Because you want to be a devil or an angel in one lie. And that is the role of marketing. You spend money to mobilize all the people, making people being influenced in 3-time media habit. And you want people to think the same way you are thinking, influence them, making them to make choice and make your product being product and make your brand being product. but at the same time, you can mobilize people to change the world in one thing, one creative access. How many ads impact your life nowadays about sustainability? I know a lot of people saying about that. That's a role of marketing. You can influence human being in a positive way, in a very action-driven way, only through AI. That's the beauty of AI. And it needs to start from the heart, and the heart has some value in it. Yeah? So I think that is the big part of the heart, because when I get into understand about meditation, why people talking about your heart all the time, human being talking about heart, because all the emotions start from here, scientifically in meditation language, in the Buddhism language. So being the heart of your brand, being in a positive side, motivate people in the way that together with your consumer, engage them in the positive side so that you can make a human being a better human being tomorrow. Because I believe in this responsibility of marketing. Maybe I am a little bit passionate about that. And trust me, when you are do good thing, you connect to human being part. That's what I call compassion. Because compassion grows without jealousy. If you can do that, yeah, as a marketer, you can bring a better life for this human being. You can make this world a better place in a more compassionate way. Because today, in the world of AI, where a machine can control 8 billion machines, this is your role to make the machine, the heart to beat, to make a better place for everyone. And this is the age of compassion marketing. And without compassion, I believe the world will be ended. Maybe I'm a little bit future-oriented, but I'm just that ideologist, yeah? Because I believe human beings are the same whenever, wherever time it is, yeah? The core need is the same. The difference is how you can leverage that to build a better place for all of us, for our next generation to live in, yeah? Thank you.
Miss Venus.
I'm just going to add on. Sorry, Mr. Tuan. I'm going to bring back a few reality. I think we marketeers, at the end of the day, we work for someone. So when we are in the corporate organization, there is KPIs, right? There is expectation in terms of profit and deliverables. And I think that is the challenge for marketeers. You know, where do we balance between ethics and, profit, right? So I think this is where marketers need to be clear, okay? And hence, we know that the risk of AI, we know what are the concerns around AI, but at the end of the day, we need to see what tools that will help our job. Not just in terms of making sure that we are ethical when we market to consumer, but also making sure that it delivers the corporate's agenda. So I think there is pragmatism that we need to take into consideration, because at the end of the day, I'm sure my bosses, your bosses will be expecting, profit delivery. And how do we make sure that, we as a marketeers will be able to deliver a job that balancing the ethics and also the profitability?
There's one fact that in the book of David Kotler, yeah, I think the brand who had the purpose, the brand who deeply engaged in the emotional part that drive and engage people in their purpose, 3 times grow faster than a brand just focus on financial factor. Trust me, when you give is when you receive. So think about that. I think 30 minutes cannot give you anything, the answer, but I want to seed you one thing. The world is abundant enough for love, for something bigger than life. Because we are and we will be a memory of others one day. But what is the good memory is make your life. Yeah? So I trust all 8 billion people in this world still think the same because they don't want to die young. Yeah? Thank you.
Well, with great power comes great responsibility, right? So we need to be all responsible in how we use AI.
Yeah, the word responsible nowadays is even more important,
I
especially
agree.
for marketers. Yeah.
I totally
and
agree.
creative agency.
Last question, and this because I represent the community of creative agencies in this room, and I am really curious. I want to know if I will be out of job anytime soon. So can I ask our distinguished CMOs, do you think AI will replace your agency's creative teams? Yes or no? Miss Venus.
Such a good question.
I think I better make sure that I can go home safely. My answer will be yes and no. I think it depends on areas and roles. So you can see that a lot of the AI tools are automated, and I think that, roles that involve back-end office, mundane, kind of role will be, will be at risk in terms of, AI having to replace them. But I think at the end of the day, my point is, there is still humanity intervention that we need to consider when it comes to marketing. And that's, I believe that creative agencies still has a role, yes.
Woo! Thank you. Avik, I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, I think to be really honest and
To be honest, that scares me.
yeah, I think no. Creative agencies will be there, but some roles will need to be reimagined.
All right.
Yeah.
That's reaffirming enough. Mr. Tuan,
Can I say a bit longer than yes?
it's up to MMA. Can.
Can you? Can I?
Okay.
I think it's lunchtime, so. I think yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I think, first of all, even AI can facilitate a framework for creative agency to connecting on the dot through the human input. I'm sure the idea will be the same, but the one who deeply connecting on the dot at a deeper level is only creative agency, because marketing cannot do that. Our job is to build the framework. Our job is not to do creativity. And that's what I believe. But agency, creative people need to be a little bit upgraded. You shouldn't be too deeply emotional anymore. Sometimes you need to accept the fact that there's a left brain part need to be in your proposal. Otherwise, you kill your job, not your client. Okay? Thank you.
But thank you. I'm going to walk out of this stage thinking I will have a secured future. Okay, just to close, again, out of curiosity, I asked AI this morning, can AI build brand love? And I received quite a long answer, which is basically aligned to what our CMOs have shared today, that AI can play a role in building brand love, as what Ms. Venus has shared. With a vast amount of data, AI can help us process that data in lightning speed. It can help us personalize customer experience, create engaging, relevant content, and automate tasks. As we said, there are tasks amongst creative agency that can be automated, and I guess with other functions as well, and free up more time for creative thinking and human interaction. But there's also danger, and there's a lot of responsibility that, we have to take part in ensuring that AI is not abused and that AI is used responsibly and that it is not going to be unbiased and that it maintains inclusivity. But interestingly, at the end of that answer, that long answer from AI, it had put a strong disclaimer at the end of its answers. And again, I will read word per word. It said, however, it is important to note that AI is not a magic bullet for building brand love. AI cannot replace the human touch. Brands still need to be authentic, transparent, and consistent in order to build long-lasting relationships with their consumers. So I guess, yes, there's hope for humanity, there's hope for creative agencies, there's hope for marketing industry. And as one of the timeless advices of our wise admin, Leo Burnett, had said, the work of an advertising agency is warmly and immediately human. We deal with human needs, wants, dreams, and hopes. Our product cannot be turned out on an assembly line, not just AI. Right? So indeed, it still stays true today and becomes even more important that we stay human in the age of AI. Thank you very much, and thank you, dear panelists. Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for a very exciting panel discussion. We'd like to invite all of you to remain on stage. And Ms. Venus Teo Kim Wei, on behalf of MMA, to present the thank you gifts to all the panelists, please. Miss Venus, please. Yes, we'd like to invite Miss Venus to present the gifts to all the panelists. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you.